Having a clogged drain can be super annoying and pretty gross, especially if the murky water is left standing in your sink or tub. If you are a tenant faced with this situation, it's natural to ask whether your landlord is responsible for fixing the clog. In this video, I'm going to answer this question. I will provide an overview of the laws that may apply to clogged drains and also offer you some tips on how to deal with this situation when it arises. Let's get started. Step 1. Check your lease. As with most landlord-tenant questions, you should examine your lease to see if it addresses this situation. In many cases, the lease will talk about repairing clogs or other plumbing issues. My lease places the responsibility for clearing drains on the tenant, in accordance with the laws in my state. However, your lease may differ from mine, so it's definitely a smart move to review yours carefully to find out who is responsible for making these types of repairs. If your lease is silent on the matter, then you will need to look at applicable laws. Let's turn to that. Step 2. Check your applicable laws. There is this legal principle called the implied warranty of habitability, which basically promises that a tenant should have a home that is livable and safe. A key factor in determining habitability is whether the rental meets local housing codes. This implied warranty is a general legal principle, but many states adopted it as part of their formal landlord-tenant laws. The problem is that each state is free to interpret habitability differently. As a result, the rules vary by jurisdiction. That being said, in many cases, working plumbing systems are considered part of habitability. So in those cases, landlords are required to maintain them. This includes making repairs to clogged drains when needed. However, there is a critical exception to this general rule, which is that the landlord will not be responsible for the repair if the tenant caused the clog. So in many cases, the responsibility for unclogging the drain will hinge on this factor. So how do we figure out who's responsible? We need to understand what causes clogs in the first place. Let's turn to that. Step 3. Determine who's at fault for the clog. Clogged drains can be caused by many things, but here are some of the most common reasons for them. Food waste. Putting large amounts of food scraps and grease down the kitchen drain can cause clogs. These substances can collect inside pipes and cause a blockage. Obviously, if a tenant has been doing this, instead of throwing away food properly, this type of clog will be attributed to the tenant. Hair. Hair is another common culprit for clogged drains. It can quickly accumulate in the shower and bathroom sink. Hair in the drain will usually be deemed to be caused by the tenant. An easy and cheap solution to prevent hair in the drain is to use a drain cover. If hair still makes it through, you can use Drano to clear the clog or a plumbing snake to pull out accumulated hair and other gunk in the drain. Soap scum. This filmy residue can build up in pipes and cause clogs. It occurs when the fatty components of bar soap combine with minerals in the water. If you don't want to be accused of causing this type of clog, make sure to use a drain strainer, with small holes. This should catch a lot of the soap scum from entering your drain, but you will probably also need to clean your pipes from time to time with a chemical drain cleaner. Flushing inappropriate items. Flushing wipes, feminine products, and even dental floss can lead to severe clogs in your plumbing system over time. So, never flush them down the toilet, or you may be blamed for the clog. Aging or faulty pipes. Pipes can deteriorate over time and this can cause them to malfunction. In some cases, old pipes may need to be replaced to prevent further issues. Obviously, this type of defect can't be placed at the feet of tenants. The landlord needs to step in to fix this type of issue. If you're experiencing slow draining or frequent clogs and you know you are properly using your plumbing systems, it may be time to ask to get the pipes inspected. Step 4. Try to fix the clog yourself. The reality is that most clogged drains can be fixed pretty easily and with very little expense. As a landlord for many years, I've seen my fair share of clogged drains. Here are some of the methods I've successfully used. Drano is obviously effective on kitchen and bathroom sinks, showers, and bathtubs, but it should not be used on clogged toilets. I would recommend using the maximum strength version and allowing enough time for the product to work. For more stubborn clogs, use a plunger, which can be used on both toilets and sinks. It is especially effective for toilets, but it must be done correctly. The key is to force all of the water out of the toilet. The force of the water should dislodge whatever is causing the blockage. For more stubborn clogs, a plumber's snake, which is essentially a long hose-like device that you send down the drain, can be used. It breaks up the obstruction in the drain and frees it, even if it is quite deep. Remember to use one that is long enough so you can actually reach the blocked area. Step 5. Contact your landlord. If your efforts are not yielding results or you are confident that your landlord is responsible for fixing the clog, then it's time to contact them. You will want to put the request for repair in writing and comply with any contractual or legal requirements around delivering proper notice. Again, read your lease to make sure you send notice properly. Make sure you identify the issue clearly and request the repair. Also, make sure you state your availability and so on. Keep a record of your communication and any evidence of the problem. Also, document all of your efforts to fix it. Step 6. Pursue additional remedies if your landlord is not responsive. The sad truth is that not all landlords are responsive to a tenant's legitimate request for repair. If your landlord is not doing what they are supposed to do, then you may want to consider escalating matters. A good first step is contacting your local tenants' rights organization. They tend to be experts in helping tenants understand and fix landlord problems and disputes, so they should be well versed on how to prompt your landlord to action. If the clog rises to the level of a violation of housing codes or a similar breach of law, then you may want to report the violation to your local housing authority. Finally, you can research your state and local laws to see if there are legal remedies available to you, such as hiring someone to repair the clog yourself and deducting the cost from your rent or even withholding rent until the landlord fixes the clog. I would caution you that not every state allows these types of remedies, so you want to make sure it's permitted under the laws of your jurisdiction. For your convenience, I have included a link below that has the landlord-tenant laws for all 50 states and DC. If you prefer to have a lawyer assist you, I would try Just Answer. They are a leader in online legal support and I have an affiliate relationship with them, so if you use my link below, you can access a 1-week trial membership for $5. So there you have it, a detailed look at whether landlords are required to fix your clogged drain and some tips on how to address this situation. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, it helps a ton. Thanks for watching.